What up, Liz? So to answer your question, I was asked by a close friend of mine, what's the difference between college education or college degree and education? So what's the difference between a degree and education? Like I said, to me, the difference between an education and a degree is education is obviously part of a degree. That's one of the things. You can't necessarily get your degree if you don't educate yourself during the process. However, I think too many people in society, and at least one of the things, something I notice is the way that people look at a degree is that they go to school, they get their degree, and then they're done learning. And I think life should be a learning experience your entire life. I'm not in college, but I still probably, I would say, and there's so much I have to learn, but I would say on a daily basis, I probably do more studying and learning than most kids in college who are getting their degree. Also, there's a lot of people that are very educated without necessarily having a degree, going to college. There's a lot of people that go to college and are educated. I'm not against a degree. I made a video today where I was asked a question and I talked about how some career choices you need a degree. Accounting, being a lawyer, being a doctor, stuff like that. You need a degree to get into the industry. There are barriers to entry. I'm not naive of that. However, I think a lot of business people, for a specific example, are going and trying to, like, if you look at the current job market, which is actually a whole another scary thing we can get at, aside from, I'm getting off topic because my head's going crazy right now. If we get into like national savings, like national debt, like there's so many things we could be worried about as a society, especially in the U.S. But if you look at business majors, I think too many of them are going to college, getting the degree, one, just to find out that they're now $100,000, $200,000 in debt, and there's no job market for them that they were promised and they thought they had, and they grew up and their parents told them that they were great, and they like always got trophies even though they didn't win, because that's what millennials get. We're told we're great. We're told, even though we don't know how to network, we don't know how to connect the dots, we don't know how to shake hands and give eye contact and stuff like that. So I'm scared. But to get back more on topic, like the point of this is, I think too many business majors are going to school, getting the degree, and then thinking they're done, versus I think they're missing on a lot of opportunity. So I think if you are a business major in college, you should be doing internships, business stuff, so you're actually learning general skills. Fucking humanities class was the biggest joke, waste of time, waste of money, more so time, fuck the money. Like, I'll pay for education, I get paying, it makes full sense. I'd pay for a Dale Carnegie course, Mark, so I could easily, Mark Will, if you ever watch this video, who's the owner of the Southeast Michigan Dale Carnegie courses. I'm an easy sell, but I'll pay for courses, I'll pay for trainings, I'll pay for education, I'll pay for learning. Will I pay for a degree? Not necessarily. I think there's a whole another mindset on college, but they're definitely not the same. A degree, you can get education and not get a degree. You could get a degree without education, because there's plenty of people, like a lot of the private school kids I went to school with, like De La Salle, Brother Rice, like we have a great learning environment, but a lot of people would say that it's not necessarily like a huge learning thing. I think it helps us a lot with life. So going on another tangent, De La Salle helped me a lot with life and like meeting people, networking, like getting over fears, stuff like that. But a lot of kids would say private schools are just like paying for a piece of paper or whatever, which is the same thing as college. If you're paying for school yourself, I would consider thinking about, is this degree worth it? Is this piece of paper worth it? What can you do without it? Like, challenge yourself a little bit. Not everybody wants to take that, so like, because some people have fears, not everybody wants to take that leap and say, well, I don't need this piece of paper. You can always go back. Like, I have no intentions of ever going back because of how big of a scam I think it is. But everybody to each their own. Everybody's got their own choices. I think both are important. I think having a degree is important. I think having an education is important. I think mainly, though, education is not necessarily more valuable. I think education encompasses having a degree, and that too many people in the current state are using a degree and then forgetting about education. They're just doing it for that piece of paper. They're focusing on, I'll go to school for 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, whatever, and then they stop learning for life and they go put their head down for 40 years and they just work, and then they try to retire on 40% and they have no fucking savings. And that's why our economy is good right now, but our society isn't as apex level as I think it should be. So I hope that answers your question.